I'm going to talk about something insignificant, but it's to speak to something else that, if you put it all together, it will be significant. So, I was watching this video about this, an 11-year-old pulled out a gun and shot his teammate over a bag of chips. I made a comment that it always speaks to something that's going on, someone felt their pride or ego, or they felt disrespected or inferior, and they wanted to level the playing field. And kids don't have a sense of finality, and almost like it's hard for them to understand that anything is real. So it's like they're walking around and they can't tell that anything is real, and so I was like, maybe his ego or his pride or something like that. And somebody said, people like you making excuses for criminal is the problem. Okay, that's the insignificant person who said that to me, right? But this is just one part or phase in the big picture, is that coming to find out, that I'm not even accurate. The boy's mom had given him Narrow-Laters for dinner the night before, and I don't know whether she's trying to punish him or she's vindictive and she wants to psychologically abuse his father by not feeding him or something. I don't know what it is, okay? But apparently she was one of these type of evil vindictive, right? And she didn't feed him the whole day and then brought him to soccer practice. And I'm like, this could have been one of those things where a dude fucking pass out and die or something, and everybody's wondering if it's because he had too many boosters or something. But apparently, you could say temporary insanity, because he was having a crash out. He was crashing out. He had some Jolly Ranchers for dinner the night before, the day that he's at soccer. Like, she had the nerve to drive him to soccer when you think that you're about to crash out, like your calories, empty calories, and shit. What the fuck? It's just this. So, are you better off if, let's say, your parents, okay, let's say you have regular parents. Okay, they're gonna make sure you're fed before they take you to school, let alone soccer practice after, right? And what if you have regular parents, but you think that like the mask mandate was a good thing, or you can't understand about some conflicting information that tells you contrarily, like, oh, you're pooling germs, like you're even incubating them, and then you're keeping that incubated germs that are collecting next to your face. And it doesn't do anything. Like, it has, like, so before I make any presumptions that aren't true, I would just put forward that it's counterproductive and possibly even does more harm than good. because I don't want to address a concern with by giving it more by solidifying the the um the deception as well. Just because I want to make my point, maybe I should just say stop there. Okay, you think that January 6th was Pearl Harbor? You know what I mean? You've seen a tiny clip, and so therefore you can say, obviously, if you don't see that that's mayhem, then you're part of the problem. But part of the problem can't be somebody who watched the whole clip and seen the police wearing, waving everybody in, where they were where there was a Fed walking around the day before talking about, we're going to go inside the Capitol, and that dude evades, like, while somebody who didn't even know that what was going on and showed up and was just in the area that day. You know what I mean? They can get off without much worse than a slap on the wrist for doing nothing. That's some Pearl Harbor shit right there. I mean, are you better off with a mother that doesn't feed you and gives you Jolly Ranchers and then drives you to soccer practice without feeding you the next day because she wants to punish the dad or something? Or she has some kind of vindictive hatred. Maybe she just hates men. Men do look into the abyss. We do stare into the abyss. That's all the evidence you need. That's still has no account for how do you free up your energy, because you have to be able to tell that whatever rules you set for yourself applies to you and can't apply exactly to everybody else. Even if they have something very similar going on, it only works for you, but because whatever rule you set for yourself that you're not supposed to do, somebody will almost typify exactly everything you're not supposed to do. And you almost think that that is the embodiment of whatever quality that you don't, like, that you're not compatible. But it's an illusion. It's like, it's a one more test until it's like one last test. Because those like pendulum, that like those metal balls that like they stay still, but the ones on the side smack and the other one goes this way, and they keep this transference. Like the balls in the middle never move, right? But the energy transfers through them like a conduit. So it can be cheesy sometimes, but they have to act like we don't notice, because it's like organization, right? We know you're just gonna do the same thing when you stare into the abyss that your enemy that you were trying to defeat was prior. So it's kind of cheesy. Like, we see what's going on. You're just gonna eventually just do the same thing, and then you're gonna be for free speech, but you're gonna hate it if anybody says anything about you. The same shit. It's so cheesy, but because I'm not gonna say shit, because there's nothing you can. That's just the end. Like, you can't really do anything. Like, they'll just take care of you. Just like, wash my hands of you. You can get to wash your hands of something unless you're dirty. Unless your hands are dirty, you need Cuomo's hand sanitizer. How are you gonna wash your hands of something that's clean? It's just a bit of a some weather. Like, you just have some weather, you know what I mean? You're not cheesy because you're going along with it. You're cheesy because nobody has a solution to those. So, from the perspective of the outsider looking in, you all look like terrorists. Why is that? Why is that, right? It's short-sighted, low, like, it's like a really low level approach that they can take to something and to try to figure out what's going on. So it's taking a really low avenue of approach to the perspective. And they've seen everything as just like criminality across the board. Now, it's just like weird, right? It's because temporary insanity is supposed to let you off the hook. At what point in time does somebody who was fed Jolly Ranchers the day before and starved the whole day throng? And think about it, if you're thinking like the 11-year-old, your mom's supposed to be the one that knows. Is it because she doesn't know any better and she's just a bad parent, or is she vindictive? You just trying to lash out against women because you're a misogynist incels and you just don't like women, so now you just don't believe women? You would have to expect that there's no way that they can come from a place that isn't divine, and their intent is always purity. Is that another way you want to go too? And why would you go that way too? That's just so that you can be like, I don't want to know what I like. It makes me uncomfortable to see what. It's just easier to say that, oh, this criminality has to stop. Why is they doing this to each other over a bag of chips, and then make everybody look bad? But it doesn't look bad when you figure out who it is. Like, it only looks bad because it's still a mystery. Why is it we don't know? Why? And then dude, supposed to be conservative and everything, he's just laying death at my feet. He's just saying, you're the problem. The problem is trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm not always right. I was wrong about the fact that it was about pride. What about temporary insanity? Delirious. What about, have you ever had a sugar crash and you have no energy to nearly stand up, and you're lightheaded and your heart's your heart's pounding. You know what I mean? I need a bag of chips. You don't believe me? That's sad. I mean, you just want to believe that kids are just petty and stupid and chicken shit, and let this fucking wench fucking get away with her vindictive fucking behavior. Somebody already laid death at my feet before I could get to the bottom of it. Because you want to make excuses for the little what? For the little what? Because he killed. He did the sum of all fear, the most worstest thing that a person could imagine. Ooh, we're dead, we're being killed. See, they like postulating shit that damn near impossible to get you riled up, like re-education camps. Okay, who are you gonna send to go get all the good old boys and re-educate them? Do you want to die? Legally? Do you want them to drag you in the house after and then fucking you tried to break in? What the fuck you do? They almost wish you would fucking kick down the door. You know they're waiting for you. They could shoot a fucking penny so it keeps spinning or some shit. But we know that we don't ever want to take the steps for which we need more tools. You know what I mean? We need more tools to affect the kinds of actions to, it speaks to what we want to see come to a pass. What I would like to see come to pass, if I can't afford it, I could just postulate, well, wouldn't it be nice if somebody else would just step to what I consider to be an obstacle? let me just postulate it, like, ooh, we're not touching you, you know, and get them all riled up because, you know, they want to replace you, us, you, whatever. But they live all huddled up, like you're huddled masses. You guys are huddled masses. And you're, you know what I mean? And they're saying it's a problem because they keep getting more huddled masses are attracted to the place where they're telling you it's all good. Come on. Because they need to harvest the vote. Now they're saying, stop, you're destroying us. Like, spread out, like fan out. You know what I mean? Learn agriculture or something like that. Those Mexicans are smart. They're the ones that are growing. I mean, those are not just digging around, rooting around in the dirt. Like, they're setting up like serious, like biosphere. Like, they be growing shit like science. They're like real science, and they're learning that shit without going to Davis or in one agricultural university. It's just like in the hospitality and culinary industry, how they're better than the Cordon Bleu. You just got out of the Cordon Bleu program, and you have to still learn from a Mexican. But here's what I'm saying, right? It's because, like, they got that experience, and then even those Mexicans, okay, they see that you can't afford to train people like this all this fast and everything. There's still gangs and stuff like in there, and there's still like coyotes and stuff mixed. There's also these people have other things that they feel is more lucrative than learning a new skill and trade and broadening horizons and becoming Americanized. How fast can you naturalize these people? Then they're coming in, they're threatening other Mexicans. Duh. But so just looking into the abyss thing, right? It's like, you just, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, it just turns him into whatever. Shit. I'm not even, now I'm just, I don't even have a video anymore. I don't even have a topic anymore. It's over.